work on the live and get us streaming.
All right, cool.
The
Let's
floor is yours.
Um, I never like emphasizing who's not here. I only want to emphasize who is here. Last week I was so excited. We had 28 people, 28 participants, very actively participating. So I thought that's good. We're finally getting back or getting some growth spurt here, but interesting. Not sure whether that message was wrong, Tiff, but maybe we should not have touched it. We may have to go back to that. But anyway, cool. So let's see. We've got Antoinette here, and we got Viviana here, and Zoom user. Who is the Zoom user? Are you there, Zoom user? We have Donna Tyler coming in. Donna Tyler's coming in. Okay, so Zoom user's not active yet. So anyway, but let's get rocking and rolling. The thing I wanted to talk about this morning was, first of all, just to check in, see how everybody's doing. Antoinette, how you doing? 2024, what's it like?
It is coming in strong. I'm getting going. Last year was my first year in real estate, so I haven't quite hit a year yet. So I'm re-pivoting and re-engaging, trying to figure out what works best, how I can generate more business.
Okay, trying to figure out. Okay, all right, perfect. So it's Antoinette. I'm going to come back to you in a second. So the Ali, what are you doing here, man? Good to see you. I'm glad you joined. Last week we had such a robust group of 28 people, and this morning we're limping along here at 10, but we're going to get going. So Viviana, how things going so far? 2024. We've got 408 hours that we spent, 204 of them because half of our time we use up taking care of ourselves. But so how has your 204 hours so far in 2024, your productive hours, worked out for you? Oh, you're muted, Viviana. Oh, I think she's moving to another room. Oh, I think she was. Viviana, you there?
Hi, sorry, multitasking. Leaving the house now, sorry.
Oh, I was saying we were just checking in with everybody saying, hey, how's 2024 off? We had 408 hours total so far. Half of those we could spend productively because the other half we got to take care of ourselves. So how are your 204 hours served you so far in 2024?
So far, so good. I'm keeping up with the scrolls. I'm doing the morning routine, the morning walk.
Good.
It's coming.
Good. How's business?
Rolling. It's rolling.
Okay. It's rolling?
It's rolling, yes.
Good for you. Great. And you're Southwest Florida. Where's Southwest, in case someone's looking for a referral partner? Where's in Southwest Florida?
I'm in Fort Myers, in the area of Lehigh Acres, Bonita Springs, Port Charlotte. We have an agent down here, Ruth Michelle. She's from the GPS.
Oh, good. Excellent. Okay, fantastic. Have you come across Hustle Bees Realty there? Jeanette, do you know Jeanette, Hustle Bees Realty?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you're a nice lady. She's one of my coaching clients, Hustle Bees
I
Realty.
can follow her. I can look for her.
Oh yeah, really. Hustle Bees Realty. She's a great broker. Got a great group of about 10 people, 15 people. Been a real young lady, but really, great market there. You guys have a active market, so that's good. I'm glad to hear things are rolling for you. Okay, so hey Ali, hey, what's going on in your world, man? We haven't checked in a long time.
Good morning. 2024 off to a good start so far. I am attempting to be focused on my top 60% daily, getting the minimum activity work put in. And as John Sheplik says, we're chewing rocks. So I'm starting with chewing the pebbles first.
Chewing rock. Yeah, that's true. I have a guest coming on, Ali, that you're going to really like. I just went through her book. I don't want to give it away. She's going to be popping on here. She said it around 9 o'clock. And so when she pops in, I'm going to talk about it because, yeah, it's really, really great. So how's your mortgage business going?
Mortgage, knock on wood, is going really well so far, especially rates coming down. We're actively attracting new loan originators to join our brokerage. And we've really had a good influx of home equity line of credit applications. It has really ticked up. And, the more activity that happens, the more I see the lending piece even growing bigger, especially as refinances have started to come back. We did our first refinance application on January 8th that we have had in almost 6 months because of rates actually starting to trend downward.
Wow. Cool. And then, an example Ali brings to the table, folks, is that someone that just, started the career in real estate, but doesn't just stop there, but keeps going and going in investments and, you do some investing, right, Ali?
Yes. My
investing?
my main focus always, whether I'm going on a listing appointment or if I'm showing previewing properties, is would I buy this as an investment property for myself? That's the first question. Now, 9 out of 10 times, the answer is no. However, that 1 out of 10, you only really need to do that once a year. If the answer is yes, then we should buy it because that's an opportunity that most investors are looking for. And us as real estate professionals, if we get off the desktop and the laptop and get on the blacktop, that's where you'll find where most of the magic happens. And that's kind of what I tell the agents that either I interview or agents that are on our team is 80% plus. And if you're already trained, that should be 90%. You should get off the desktop and laptop and get on the blacktop. And one of the things we changed for 2024 is that we want to have every team business partner be at an open house 8 hours a week. However you want to schedule that. Typically, I'd say 2-hour blocks between 11 and 1 or 12 and 2. And if you're doing one in the afternoon, between 4 and 6. Go to a vacant listing that's within 15-mile radius of your office or where you focus on and be at the open house. Getting off the desktop and the laptop and getting on the blacktop is definitely a value that we're going to have for 2024.
That's great. Did you come up with that one?
No, I don't recall where I got it. I want to say it was from a YouTube that I watched with Ricky Caruth and a guest that he had, and the guest said, "Get off the lap." Actually, you know what? It was Pace Morby from Sub 2. He was interviewing with Ricky Caruth, and he said, investors and agents got to get off their desktop and laptop and get on the blacktop.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'm like, that's a really good way because we don't have a showroom, right? Our product is out in the field, and so we got to go where the product is.
Yeah, our guest is going to talk about that a little bit. She's going to be on with us about 5 or 10 minutes. I want to introduce her. You're going to be hearing a lot from her, an author. I just was blown away when I went through her book. And so I asked her yesterday, I said, can you pop on for 5 minutes, say hello? So she will. So hopefully you can hang out for that. But guys, Ali is just such a good example of what we're trying to do with this mastermind. With what he was just talking about is constantly growing, changing, developing, stretching. And again, it takes mindset to do that. But that's the first thing. Then will set, and you have to have the will, and then you have to have the skill set. So he wasn't born knowing mortgages. He wasn't born knowing real estate, but he just got into the real estate business. Can you tell your story just quickly, Ali, where you started, and then you're as an agent and as your office, and then you went into the mortgage business. Give a real good quick background to encourage people to stretch and grow.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll give you guys in less than 60 seconds. I started out in banking and finance. I was in there for about eight years. I ended my last 4 years as private banking. When I left private banking, I wanted to get into flips and investments and real estate and construction. And so I thought, hey, get a license. That way I can have access to the MLS. And in the path of getting my license, I met Tom Martin. was actually one of my neighbors, and he said, you should come and talk to my team leader at the time. So that's when I met with Keller Williams, and I had interviewed with 9 different brokerages, and they gave me the MREA book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, the Red Book. I read that over Christmas weekend, Christmas break, actually. And at that time, I was contemplating, should I go back into banking or should I continue real estate? And when I read that, I said, you know what? I can actually build a small team and have real estate sales in addition to the flips and things like that. So January 2014 is when I started with Keller Williams. Was there till September of 2020, and then we switched over to EXP. And then in 2021, I wanted to also do the mortgage side, and so we started looking for ways to have a mortgage brokerage, and opened up our mortgage brokerage about almost 6 months later. And so that's what we're doing now. And what the next chapter right now, us growing, is looking at doing home construction. So I've teamed up with a local builder here, and we actually have our first home under construction right now. It should be done in about 7 months or so.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, guys, when we talk about in the mastermind to create success without struggle, stress, strife, sacrifices within a turmoil-free life. Now, is there any struggle when you're building a business like Ali's talking about when he first came in and changed? But not struggle. It's juggling, and you've got to think outside the box. But it's that internal struggle that holds you back. It's not that. It's like stress, right? I say without stress. Well, you need stress to have success. You have to have the positive stress, the you stress, right? Like you know, it's you wound up just right, but not too tight. You know, just like a
Yeah.
mechanical.
But I think the word that I use instead of stress, the stress a lot of times has a negative connotation to it.
Right.
I like to use pressure.
Yep.
Right? Diamonds form under pressure. You know, things get solidified under pressure. So putting yourself under pressure, like especially if you're working out, you're putting your muscles under pressure. If you're studying for an exam, you're putting your brain capacity under pressure. And when you put it under pressure, that's when you perform. And so I like to put myself under pressure. And it doesn't work out all the time, but that's the whole point. It's only supposed to work out a few times.
Correct. And that's, folks, that's what soul intelligence is all about. When you know, a lot of times when people, we just changed a little bit of language on the announcement this morning. Last week we had 28, today we have 17. But sometimes we just quickly make these judgments or decisions instead of getting on a path and running. Now, Ali could do just fine not being on here, but he decided to get on, share, and he just happened to show up, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, so I asked him to share. But you know, it's always seeking that there's more there, right? It's taking that, I call it the unadulterated spiritual computer chip named love. Now, you know, Ali has love for himself. He has love for his family. He has love for, you know, building something, right? That he's really started with the internal. And you may say, well, he was in the banking business. He had the money to do what he did. Probably not really. If you look at it, what is, it's just like any other business person has to start up from the bottom, that our other guest is going to be talking about here in a second. And but just taking the heart, right, and that courage and going out and saying, okay, I'm going to put this here, put this here, put this here, and I'm going to build a business, and not only a real estate business, but now a flip business and a mortgage business. And a lot of times people think, oh, well, yeah, you know, you look at someone like that and you go, well, yeah, but he's different. He's just taking that internal drive, that call for something more that he knows is there, and then just building a system. Building a business is no more than just putting one thing on top of the other and just staying consistent, right? So that's what he's done. So it's internally programmed meaning of life, and that is to create, and that's what he's doing. Knowing why you're here. I think Ali probably has that pretty straight, and what you're here for. What is your professional highest calling, and what are you going to do with it? And one of the 920 number came from the angelic promise number. If you look it up, what is the meaning of 920? The angelic number. The original one was peace and goodwill for all, right? In 1 BC, you know, the heavens were supposed to open up and the angels are supposed to sing. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. But we know inside, one of the things we all seek is to have peace and direction and hit our goals. And our project in the Mind Body Mastermind with Og Mandino's greatest salesman in the world, The Power of Love, is the one that what we're talking about. Ali has a love for other people. He has a love to serve. He has a love to do something that's working. So that's why the Power of Love project that was in January was phenomenal. And this mastermind concept that we keep talking about, hopefully you're coming in and you're participating when watching some of these, because I really am, we've hit 655 people. We have some that are participating, but not enough. I wanted people to send in videos. And then when they get onto these meetings, like right now, is that they find that courage to get that heart in line, that cry that keeps saying, there's more, I can figure it out. I can build this, I can do this. And the way we get that done is as a mastermind in a pragmatic, superpowered community that provides instructions, collaboration, courage, which we just got some of that, assistance emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and financially. I really am looking forward to that day where someone says, hey, I'm looking to start this little new business, and that we all can participate together. Many, many financial communities are doing that, but they're limited to just that, and they're deal makers. And it's all from the business intelligence, which is we need. And we definitely, I put right here, built on a foundation of soul intelligence. Together, we will also master artificial intelligence, financial intelligence, positive intelligence, and emotional intelligence. And then when you come in and look at the little video I just did, and Ali, you really ought to connect with this guy if you're not already. There's an interview in here I did. It's just 10 minutes of Tim Mai, who has built just a massive network, a community on Facebook for your financial intelligence and how to move into multifamily, how to raise money. And I'm making this available for you. And I did this little, I didn't tag you in here, Ali, I should have. Make sure you go in and look at this, because this is what this community is all about, is really achieving that ultimate health, ultimate happiness, wisdom, and wealth, so we can then, change society. Because all of us say the same thing. If I hit the lottery with $50 million, I'm going to do this and this and this, and charitable wise. And that's our heart cry, is to really create society change. But it won't happen until you have that inner attitude, which, Ziegler says it's the attitude, not the aptitude, that's going to determine the altitude. And what Ali was just talking about is all from the inside out. It starts with the inside out. So thank you, Ali, man. Thank you for sharing that. That's very helpful. And people want to reach out to you, whether mortgage, whatever, Ali's available. You can look him up in the directory, the GPS directory, and he'll be glad to assist and help. Let me ask you this, and someone, if you don't mind, volunteer. I'm going to ask you this question. If you were a car, right? Thinking about 2024 so already, let me ask you a question. How would you describe, if you were a car, are you so far in 2024, if someone looked at your car, let's say put your business together, your life together, how you're feeling, is it a Chevrolet? Is it a 10-year-old car? Is it a fresh car, new car, ready to go? If you were a car looking at your 2024 so far, first of all, what kind of car would it be? Secondly, these questions here. Are you in drive? Do you have the car in drive? And what does that look like? Is that just a regular ride, or is it like, I had a number of BMW convertibles and a number of those things, where we had the regular drive, the luxury drive, the sports drive. So what, if you're in drive, what's it like? Is it, you have it kind of in the luxury drive where you're, feeling luxurious? Do you have it in the supercharged drive? Ask yourself that. Or is it a neutral? Are you in neutral for 2024 so far? Or did you put it in reverse? And sometimes all these, you need all of them. You need to be in neutral and you need to be in reverse. So, just think about that as an automobile so far in 2024. What are you feeling like? Somebody tell me what you're feeling like. Are you a Rolls Royce in super gear and you're just charging like Ali was just describing somewhat on his business? Are you in the Chevrolet and you're kind of in neutral? What you got? Come on, someone share.
Right,
it.
I would say for 2024, I'm kind of that old reliable pickup right now. That's going to be a workhorse on every single day. That's the mentality right now. Is it's reliable, but every single day it's going to be a workhorse. Nothing fancy. Get rid of the fancy gadgets and just basically just be a workhorse for right now for 2024, especially the first 3 months of the year.
Yeah, good for you. And the guests I have coming on, I don't know if Julie's here yet. Julie, you here yet? I don't think she is. But when she pops on, we're going to talk a little bit about that. And that's one of the things, guys, a lot of times it's so easy to get overwhelmed in this business because there's so many rabbits to chase and so many things to chase. But it's definitely the basics without a question. You've got to master the basics. And I'm like many of you probably, I'm on some of these masterminds that, we're a whole lot of ages, 200,000. And you see these posts. I saw one yesterday. I have $500 a month to spend on lead generation. What do you recommend? What do you recommend? And it was one, and there was, I don't know, 200 answers. And then I went on and I said, don't spend it, save it. You don't need to spend it because, what Ali was just talking about is that blacktop. Hold on a second. What was that quote again? From desktop or get away from your desktop and laptop and get to the blacktop. So I had said the same thing, sphere of influence, right? And I have a number of people that come to me after 3, 4, 5, 6 months and they say, hey, what can I do to start more business and leads and buying leads? Now, Kathleen Comerford, I don't know if is she on this morning? She has a whole lead program that she buys and what have you. And for some people, that's what fits their business plan. But mainly, the main thing that you want to do is definitely start with the sphere of influence. But anyway, hey, now we got the master on, folks. I see her. Here she is, Julie Nelson. I want you to say hello to Julie Nelson. I got to give you a real quick background. I'm doing some things with Agent Hub 360, looking at some of their materials for a coaching client. And then I saw Julie on one of the calls. And then I said, oh, yeah, Coach, I'm always checking everybody out. So I see that she had a book right here. I'm going to share this with you. And she doesn't have a lot of time. How much time do you have, Julie? 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
So good morning. Good morning. Good to have you here. But anyway, so of course I said, hey, I'm going to check this out. So I went to, I'm an Audible guy. So I said, I'm going to get the audio book. And I said, success, faster, on fire, hot. And I said, looked at the background. I said, oh my gosh, I got to tune in and see what this is all about. I'm not kidding you, not blowing smoke. This is not a paid announcement. When this link this is not some link. I'm going to get 3 cents a book, any of this kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, folks, I had to write Julie, and I meant it from the bottom of my heart. 47 years in the business. Now, I have not been a passive just participant sitting on the bench in 47 years. I've raised all the way to the top of Coldwell Banker. Many of you know my background, but I wrote her and told her, I said, Julie, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I would put you in the top 10 of all the materials I've ever had exposure to. And I don't know what I paid for the audio book, but just the gold that's in there. And I wanted to bring her to the forefront in this group and get her into the community. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of, to interview, getting in some more details and keeping her there regularly. But if you're in the real estate business, and I'm going to say this, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, we know many of us call it the Bible of the real estate industry. But I'm telling you what, I would put this up there right along with it. Julie, I don't want to, make it sound like I'm just peddling your stuff, but I'm really blown away. So I thank you. I called her, I said, hey, can you pop on and say hello? So tell us what we were just talking about 2024. What kind of vehicle, not physical vehicle you're driving, but what does your business look like? And, some of the basics but anyway, all the stuff you have in your book, I just was blown away. And so you just say hello. What advice would you give these people for 2024? What Ali was just talking about. So you take it from here. I'm just really happy to have you here.
Well, let me ask you a question. And good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a question. Though because there is so much material out there giving advice to realtors. Okay. We can all agree that there's a massive supply of that. So my question for you, Fred, is what is it in the book? Like, why? What spoke to you? Why is this different? I want to hear from you. How is
Well,
this different?
Great question. Great question. I'm glad you brought that up. I would say it's the package deal from A to Z. And the A is simple, not simple, but clear, concise. The B is clear and concise, and the C, and you're not all over the place. And like
Okay.
whoever your writer was here to describe this did a fairly good job on it. But look at
It's me.
yeah, look at some of the comments though. And that's why I mean, I could give this book, and by the way, her sale is definitely going to go up because I have mortgage people I consult with and stuff. And I'm telling everybody, give this away as gifts to real estate people. So it's really how concise, and it could be with a brand new agent starting in the business, a part-time agent, a mega superstar, and the fact that you talk the language of the mainstream, not some super,
Yeah.
person building a $400 million team,
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So thanks for that. I appreciate your perspective on it. So I was the director of training in the largest real estate office in the country for 5 years. And when I left that position, actually, I landed in the hospital. Actually, I landed at the cardiologist twice because I just had so much anxiety just keeping up. So I left that position and I wrote the first version of this book because it was kind of the first version of this book was really a brain dump of what agents need to stop overcomplicating this business, get out of their head, get into the right mindset and the basic activities that are going to build their business. Because, real estate school fails the industry. Real estate school fails the industry. You take some classes to pass a test, and we've all been there. We've all had a first year in the business, right? So some of you on this call have been in the business a long time, but you had a first year in the business. I had a first year. Fred had a first year. No one taught us how to succeed in the business. So we get in and it's very common that agents never really build the foundation, or one, no one hands you the roadmap for, hey, here's what it looks like to get started and succeed in this business. So with the book, I really wanted to just help agents cancel out the noise, simplify how they were approaching the business, stop being chief everything officer, embrace your role. One of your roles in this business, actually your primary role, your most important role is that as the national sales manager of your real estate business. The national sales manager of your real estate business. So if you look at what a sales manager does in any industry, any business, it's like, oh, wait a minute. They set the goal for the team. They set up accountability and systems for the team, and then they hold the team accountable. And then if someone's not performing, they put them on a performance plan or they fire them. So I'm going to propose something that on the surface might sound a little harsh, but stay with me. Some of you may need to fire the current version of yourself. Fire the version of yourself that's been showing up in your business. And just push that aside. And here's the beauty. I think this is one of the greatest life gifts and hacks. At any given moment, you can choose to start over. I have reset my business. I've been in business 24 years. I bet I've reset my business 8, 9 times. Sometimes because of the market. When I took a leadership position, that was a reset. When I left my leadership position, that was a reset. Sometimes I've gotten off track in my business and not run it very well, and then had kind of a wake-up call where I really needed to hit the reset button in our business. And I think in January of every year, give me some nods or some thumbs up if this resonates with you. I think in January of every year, all of us do a bit of a version of that. That reset where you're telling yourself, this is how I'm going to run my business this year. Okay, thanks, Ted, for the thumbs up. This is how I'm going to run my business this year. Well, how's your record with that over the years? Right? Guys, everything I'm saying, I have experienced myself. Okay. I have been in poor cash position in my business. I have been in good pipeline position. I've been in sucky pipeline position. I've been in the position where my head is in the game and I'm disciplined. And I've been in the position where I'm not sure I want to show up for work. I've been all of that. But here we are in January. So you're setting this intention of here's how I'm going to run my business this year. But I want to reframe that a little bit. Reframe that and say, this is the version of myself that's going to show up in my business this year. But here's the tricky part. Most of us are fully capable of making that happen in January. The trick is February.
Yeah.
And the trick is March, right? And so it takes more than just that intention. I think it takes a large dose of accountability, but I think you've got to have more clarity around that. What exactly does that look like? Because I think we all have that version of ourselves that is capable of showing up at a much higher level in our business. But here's the beauty of it in real estate is literally, you don't have to be this kind of, and I don't even want to call it this new version of yourself because every one of you have it already. It's not new. We just need to dust it off. But this version of yourself does not have to be like this uber disciplined person 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Guess what? You only have to be that version. Here's my formula. 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days a week, 3 weeks out of every month. I want to say that again. And I'm going to tell you why. 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days a week, 3 weeks out of the month. Now, here's why I've created some nice buffer in there. One, the business needs a buffer. We will all have a day that goes out the window and it's like, well, Tuesday was not on point, but that happens, right? But if you know, it's like, look, I need to be consistently solid 4 days out of the week with my 2 to 3 hours with my foundation, and I will be okay. For most of you, if you are consistent 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days a week, it could be a 200% improvement in your business. Massive. And this 3 out of the 4 weeks thing, I picked it up. I was at a conference in Fort Lauderdale about a year and a half ago. And so this is a borrowed idea, okay? But this 3 weeks out of the month, I thought, that's beautiful. One, it takes a lot of the pressure off, okay? And it gives you permission that 1 week out of the month, if it's kind of messy and you're not on point, you're not going to beat yourself up about it. And I think that's key. It's like, nope, keep moving forward. If I'm consistent 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days out of the week, and 3 weeks out of the month, I'm actually going to have a really good year. I am going to have a decent year. Now, the other piece of that 2 to 3 hours, the language that I've been using lately, and really probably over the last year, is what I call your DOR, your DOR. And it's your daily operational rhythm, your DOR. And that's that 2 to 3 hours. Okay. I think the difference maker between the top performers in this industry and everyone else They're not smarter than you. They're not prettier than you. There's one main difference. And it's this. They have made peace with this 2 to 3 hour thing. They've made peace with the not so sexy part of the business. They've made peace with the business part of the business. Because your pipeline is everything. And so your foundation is that national sales manager of, am I prioritizing that? Because the entire health of your business, and honestly, your sanity in this business is your ability to manage that. How's my pipeline? I have a sticky note, and I write about this in my book.
Yeah.
And it's literally on my desk. Now, this one's getting a little unsticky, so I may have to rewrite it as sticky notes go. Actually, there's a couple here. This one says, I'm in the business of having conversations with people about real estate. I remind myself every day of my shortest job description. I'm in the business of having conversations with people about real estate. So every day you literally could ask yourself the question, how can I have some decent conversations with people today about real estate? Now, for some of you, the number might be 3, and that would be a vast improvement. For some of you, if you're a volume realtor or an online realtor or a FSBO realtor or an expired or withdrawn realtor, your daily number is going to be much higher. There may be some agents on this call where their number is 25. It's like, look, I have to have 25 conversations every day. It depends on how you're running your business, but it's your number and you need to know that number. So I'm in the business of having conversations with people about real estate. The other sticky note I have right here on my desk is,
But you notice how this was designed in Rocket Labs, right? Sticky notes. And that's why I love Julie's book. And that's why I just love her background and the way she delivers it. And she does the audiobook in her own. Someone said they just bought your book, your audiobook.
awesome.
And it's not it's just real practical, down to earth, implement in immediate, it really is. And I can't wait to get the physical book now in the project that she laid out, and she'll give you the scripts as well. So go ahead, Julie. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, so I asked myself this question, and when this was key for me when I left my leadership position, and I needed to totally relaunch my business, basically from zero. This is what I did. It was this sticky note, because I asked myself the question first thing every morning. I said, what's my fastest route today to a lead, client, contract, or paycheck? What's my fastest route today to a lead, client, contract, or paycheck? Do that thing first.
Yep.
And that's what I did. Because I can be all over the place. I'm easily distracted. I kind of consider myself a generalist, meaning I like shiny objects. So these sticky notes anchored my morning so that I was doing the right thing for a couple hours every day to create and manage a decent pipeline. So I'd encourage you to check the book out. There's Audible, there's Kindle, and the paperback. It's great to give other agents. Is this an EXP Mastermind, or is it more than that?
Yeah. Well, we may have some guests on.
Okay.
But
Okay,
and
that's cool.
I just put, by the way, the website I just showed you, Julie's website, the nelsonproject.org. I just put that link in the chat as well. There's a free download there for just a business plan, really nice one. But her illustrations, I can't wait to get the book, and the scripts that she gives you are just down to earth. Go ahead, Julie. I'm sorry.
Well, in the Audible too. So every chapter has a script or two for the most part. But then at the end of the book, I grab all of the scripts from the book and I park them in their own chapter. And here's where they're really valuable. They're valuable in the Audible version, because you can camp out on that chapter in your car day after day after day, just hit repeat on that chapter so that you internalize just some very simple and authentic scripts that help you promote yourself and promote your business and have basic lead gen conversations, every opportunity that you have without sounding salesy. I'm not salesy at all. It's very authentic. So check it out. It's great. The reason I asked with the EXP, but either way, if there are any agents that you're trying to attract or nurture, or someone that is new in the business, someone that's struggling, someone that is really hitting some sort of reset. If you're a 20-year agent, this book can help. If you're a first-year agent, this book can help. So I'm just trying to get it out there because I want to move the mountain just a little bit in the real estate industry, and we'll do that one agent at a time.
Yep. And Julie, that's why I really, when you said yesterday, well, why are you so willing to help? I said, because this whole idea of the Mind Body Mastermind was where it started. And then this group is kind of the founding group of all this. Then we went to it was Soulful Wednesday, the spiritual side of success. Then it went to the Mind Body Mastermind. And then now it's 920 Society, 920 being the angelic number of good news. The original one was the angelic announcement of peace on earth and goodwill for all, which I believe it applies to all. And then the whole idea of this community is to bring help in every which way for people that be healthier, happier, wiser, and wealthier, right? And whether it whatever kind of help. So what you're going to bring to the group is this ability, because the reason we lack so much of the soul intelligence is because our hearts have been eaten away at, no matter what it is, right? As you say in your book, we're talking about childhood issues, this issue, that issue. So this is all about giving and bringing people like yourself and financial intelligence. As I just said earlier, guys, this guy here with the FI, financial intelligence, because you could have all the soul intelligence in the world, but if you're broke, you're not going to change the world. I want people to change the world, right? Like we all want. So Julie's going to bring this real estate intelligence, the RI, to mix it with your SI, the soul intelligence, so you can truly have these things, right? In a real true way, in a true sense. And not without, I say up here, to create success without struggle, not the right kind of struggle you need to do, and stress, that you turn it into eustress. And then, what's great listening to people like Julie and people now on the other side is they're now telling the story perfectly, which you can't see from being on the other side. You haven't been there yet. This is a mastermind at its purest definition, as Napoleon Hill talks about, a real true mastermind, where you take the resources of someone else's mind that's been exposed to other great minds for all these years. Then it also, and he even says, it includes financial help and everything else. So we're trying to be a true mastermind and take this to, new heights. And especially for the people that are the founding members and the honorary members that are in real estate. And this was mainly real estate. And I have a few other people now joining. But Julie, I'll tell you, I really am so pleased that I came across that. And impress me is not easy.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, really, because I've been exposed to everybody from, way back, Tom Hopkins, that's a name I don't know how many people know, but, all these wonderful minds in the real estate business, and we have such an advantage of those. But when you get someone like yourself that masters bringing it down to here's a spoonful, here's another spoonful, here's another spoonful, right? And it's not, and so many times it's like you said, we see this stuff as if we got to have some magic, and it's simple sticky notes.
It's the simple sticky notes. The magic will come, but it's going to start with the simple sticky notes. It's going to start with the 2 to 3 hours a day. It's going to start with building some consistency. I love having a simple calendar on the wall, like one that might have mountains or puppies on it. And you're actually tracking, like you put a smiley face on a day where you were disciplined for 2 hours. It's like, nope, that day gets a smiley face. And it's a visual for how many smiley faces are on the calendar for January. It really is that simple. We do have a tendency to overcomplicate this. And I love that I love that visual of how did I do this week? How many smiley faces did I get this week? Oh, I had 2. Okay. Well, next week needs to be 4 or 5 because that's the person I told myself was going to run my business this year.
Yep.
If you had one accountability partner in this business and you were talking to them maybe every week or every other week, and that was the primary question, what version of yourself showed up in your business this week? And that was kind of your foundational question.
Yeah.
It's a good place. It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and you know, and you don't get to hang out in excuse land. It's like, okay, all right, what are we going to do? Tell me more about the version that is going to show up in your business that's going to run your business this year. Well, this is the version. It's like, okay, are you committing to, and commit to little bites? You have your intention for the year, but this week is a bite. Next week is a bite. The month of February is a bite.
Right.
Just take, you're training for a marathon. So we've set the ultimate goal, but with the marathon, you're tracking your performance every day and every week.
And I like the idea to take the pressure off of thinking that we've got to be this gigantic, super social media expert, this. You know, right now I've got a lot of really focused energy going with my folks because I'm trying to get this number up to 1,000 of real good people that are in the mastermind to bring more of a mind that's like the financial guy I'm bringing in and all this other stuff. So, you know, social media is at the top of my mind right now, trying to go accomplish it to get that goal reached. But with real estate, we think we got to do it all today, become this expert, that expert, this expert. And all it takes is a sticky note.
Yeah.
And
Start
that
there.
2 hours, it takes the pressure off. And that's one of the other thing I loved about the book was when you got into the, you know, breaking it down into these bite sizes, is that takes the pressure off of saying, I got to do something perfect 8 hours a day. No, you just need to do something perfect.
No. Solid for 2 hours. And that doesn't mean designing your marketing campaign.
Yeah.
It's actively talking, actively following up, actively generating decent real estate conversations.
And your job
And
description was very simple that you read off the first sticky note. My job is to talk to real people about real estate. Any questions with Julie? I did, Mike, thank you. I see you bought that book. Definitely buy the Audible. I'm telling you, it would be absolutely career changing for you without a question. And then you could get the print version for all the other things that are in there. But then you have the free download on the website link I put in there, the Nelson Project. Any questions of Julie while we got her? You got a superstar here. Anybody?
Thank you.
Any direct questions? No? All right. Okay, Julie,
All right.
I'm going to schedule something where we could do a session for the actual community. Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Look
All
forward
right.
to-
I got a flight. Hey, y'all. And I'm going to demonstrate here. I'm in Austin, Texas. So what do you think I'm going to do next for the next 10 seconds? I'm going to lead gen y'all. Every single one of you knows someone that is going to consider moving to Austin, Texas this year. Now you know someone who's an experienced agent in Austin, Texas. See what I just did?
Yeah. There you go.
So I'd love to be your person. You're
Yeah.
always looking for those opportunities. All these people that are on this call, do you know where they are? And if you guys are in like neighboring cities, but you stick to your city, have you called that person and introduced yourself to them to say, hey, I would like to be your Boca partner. I know that you're in Orlando. I'm in Boca. I'd like to be your partner. Let's figure out how we can do some business together this year.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always looking for that opportunity.
And we have a directory. Everyone, if you see a name that you pick out, Ken Markham with that distinguished look of his, and you say, hey, I'm going to get a hold of Ken, it's right in the directory. You can find Ken's name and number right in the directory.
Right. Excellent. Well, and look at the tip. Look at my name on Zoom.
Yeah.
Look at my name on Zoom. I'm telling people all the time, I'm in Austin, Texas. So every one of you could change your name in Zoom. So it has your city attached to it.
Yeah, I see Rick is Central Florida, and yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, Julia, safe flight, and thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Y'all take care. Have a
All
great
right,
week.
super. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'll tell you, I just could not believe I got another. I didn't even finish it. I got so excited after I'm about 2 hours away. It's a little bit of a long audio, but I listened to it at 1.5 times the speed. It is so concrete, so it's incredible, incredible. So, hey, one of the things I'm going to do is solicit a little bit of help. If anybody's got the notion to assist me and help me out. I am continuously updating this document. You know, what is soul intelligence? I really would like anybody that has some writing or some, you know, any input as you go through this and say, Fred, here's what you could do with the group. Here's what we could communicate. Here's how we ought to do it. Just read through it for me, whatever. I just put this link in here again. I updated it again this week. So if you want to grab another version of it, this is the one that where to understand how to tap the soul intelligence on the right side and put to death this ego intelligence that's on the left side, right? Because this is what rules our life. You know, when anytime anger is threat and value, all these other things that come up, it's because of the left side, right? It's the ego intelligence, and everything's about soul intelligence. So I just put this link in there. If someone would like to, you know, take on and help me out and go through it and say, hey, you know, I would suggest this, suggest that, or add this, add that. So I'm always looking to improve this, improve it as I'm structuring all these things in the community. And definitely, I'm encouraging you to really embrace and understand the true meaning of the soul mind. Listen to this one more time, Napoleon Hill. It's only a few minutes tape of the benefit of what it is. And that's where I want this community to go, is that it really is of all kind of help to you. And if you have something you want to put on like a 2-minute, 3-minute, you know, video and put it in here and say, hey, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for help for that. I'm looking for help for this. And, you know, send it in. I'll answer it in the community. And there may be somebody else. It's like, as soon as I heard Tim and I came across, I said, man, this guy has a benefit for FI, financial intelligence. I want the people in the community. But since we're still just growing, you know, you see there's not a lot of interaction, but I'm encouraging you to be active in here and to, you know, if I post it in here, it's, I don't post anything in here. It doesn't have a lot of real great, not just information. We got enough information with information overload, but really some simple things like Julie to make you, you know, again, I want you to be healthier, happier, wiser, and wealthier. And with the right people in a mastermind, you know, stirring one another up constantly. That's how you get it, is through a mastermind. So looking through here, there's some great stuff. You know, by the way, you know, Ken Markham, you know, your rabbi, when he posted this, I love this, the divine names on an experiential level. Alakim, help me, a Hebrew student there. Where are you, Ken? Experience purpose and guidance within the ordinary world. This is soul intelligence for sure. And these are the divine names of God. Hashim, experience the extraordinary. Ken, are you here with us still?
Yeah, yeah, the first one is Elohim, and the other one is Hashem. These are just different names of God.
Yep. And look how practical they are. It's like a sticky note, right? Experiencing the extraordinary. And then the last one is you look at here, experience the fact that nothing is ordinary. Everything is miraculous. Everything is miraculous. You know, there's a book that's called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. And he goes into every little detail, like the human body, fearfully and wonderfully made. When you look, I was at the eye doctor this past week and I had to watch a video, right? I don't want to say this publicly, but I will. I have cataracts. I'm coming forward. I'm coming out of the closet. And so I had to go get this, the analysis and all, and what it's going to take. So they make you watch this video and showing you the structure of the eye. I literally had tears come to my eyes. But not because of watching the video, but this structure and how it works and how it's connected and how in that, this last C, experience the fact that nothing is ordinary. Everything is miraculous. And see, folks, that's soul intelligence, to realize how miraculous we are as individuals, but there's nothing more miraculous than when you pull pull a group together with the same purpose in mind. That is to change ourselves so we can eventually change the world, because we've got to be the change that we want to see, right? And that's what soul intelligence is all about. And I'm keep playing with this and practicing with it. I'm sorry about a lot of the updates that you see sometimes, but we are just, in the infancy of this community. And I would love your input. I would love your input. Take that document I put in there. I would love to have you say and put it in the because I want everyone to be authentic, transparent, vulnerable. Do a little video over and say, here's what this community should be about, and see what other people say. I really want to get that power going, so it becomes a superpower for you, not just in theory but real true, where we pull you up, right? And we get you out of your way. We get rid of those belief systems. We get rid of anything holding you back. So anybody else, anything holding you back, we can help you with. Anything that you have that you can help somebody else with. Anybody? Ted, how you doing? Mr. Faithful Ted, he's always showing up. Everything okay? Good?
Yeah, we're moving right along. It's not a struggle, it's a juggle. And we're doing it. She hit the nail on the head as far as a reset. January seems to always be a reset, and the juggle will be February. So just sticky notes. That's an aha for me.
Ted, I encourage you, get her audiobook and just put it on, man. Put the headsets on, get out, start walking, or in your car, because it is just so practical. I was really, it's one of the best things. Actually, in a lot of ways, I would put it above The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I really would, because how she broke it down in so simplistic, and then she gives real life stories of different types of people that came into the business and personalities, and what the downfalls was and what held them back. And you will absolutely, it will radically put you on a different trajectory for 2024 in your business. And if it doesn't, then listen to it the second time, because I'm blown away with the practicality of it. And I'm a pragmatist. That's all I really am. I'm a pragmatist. And that's why I liked it so much. So it's very pragmatic. Okay. Anybody else?
I just downloaded the Audible, Fred.
Oh, good, man. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. You're going to, Ken, I know what you're looking to do too. And especially for you, you're going to get a lot out of it. She has a couple of good examples in there that you'll probably resonate with. But yeah, I was blown away with it. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Nothing else? I'll see you in the community.
I wanted to say something real quick.
You did.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to say, you mentioned something about your cataracts.
Yeah.
I recently got cataract surgery, not because I'm 65, because I didn't, I see all these old people walking
at 40 years old. At 40 years old.
56. I'm not 40. I'm 56. But I didn't want to wait until I'm 65 to get my cataract surgery. But however, there is a very strong connection between your eyes and your brain that you don't really, you really neglected that until now I have like intraocular lenses, in my eyes, and it is different from your glasses, and your brain says, wait, what the hell did you do? I mean, this is not what we are getting, are used to it. So it's been 5 months already, and I'm still getting used to it.
Wow, that's really
interesting. FYI.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're bringing up something again, fearfully and wonderfully made, right?
It is a miracle. It really is, and you don't really notice it until there's some kind of that was a really change, and I really never thought about it. I thought it was gonna keep on going the same way, but it hasn't been like that. And because the lenses are not the same, you know, the lenses are a little different
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah.
than their glasses, than your usually glasses. So be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. Text me your, text me who did yours. I got one other appointment because I just don't take the first one, you know.
Next to your office, right next to your office in military.
You used them. Yeah, I knew you were talking about it. Matter of fact, they're on my list to talk to. Yeah.
Okay. And if you want, you know, like feedback, it's not his fault though. I mean, he did a fantastic job. It's just like your brain, it is very connected with your eyes,
Well,
obviously.
and also your ears, you know, 'cause for instance, when you have hearing issues, one of the things is a lot of people go too long before they correct their hearing. And some of you young people say, I don't hear all this old people talk. But the point is, you're talking about your vision. You know, again, A Course in Miracles says it's an unlearning course that we know too much. And it's all about unlearning, and it's all about not knowing, but seeing, right? Because vision is everything, and seeing. And a lot of times we think that we need that brain of just facts, but you need that vision. And what you're saying is that your brain wasn't used to that vision. Yeah. So I'll tell you, man, this is all like the reason I download books like Julie's is that I just want a different vision. That's all. I don't need to know more. I just need to properly get in vision of what it is that I want to accomplish, or I want you all to accomplish, right? So yeah, that's a good analogy though, Judith. I'm glad you brought that up.
Fred, I also had cataract surgery more than 5 years ago in both eyes. So if just reach out to me if you need some information or some personal experiences.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's amazing what they can do today, right? It's so cool. So
The
cool.
technology they use these days is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And where does all that intelligence come from? It comes from soul intelligence, and it comes from these people that are dedicated, finding answers. And that's what we need to do in our profession. If you're going to stay in the real estate business, you need to be dedicated to be in the information, gather information. Ali was on earlier. You know, here's a guy that masters information, so he masters a business. So yeah, just keep going, you know, just keep mastering this stuff. Keep it simple. I hope that everyone on here gets Julie's, at least the Audible book, if not all of it, because it will radically change how you're approaching this business. And it's full of heart, it's full of soul, and soul intelligence. That's why I immediately called her. I just called her. I said, hey, just yesterday. She said, well, you know, I did. I said, can you squeeze 10 minutes? You know, she did. So anyway, you'll be hearing more from her. So thanks, guys. Go ahead.
Last thing, real quick. I'm very new on Audible books. So do we need to download the app and pay $15.99 a month in order to do it?
Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Okay, go through Amazon Prime and look up Audible.
Yes, but I looked it up, but you have to pay $15.99 a month.
Yeah, that's what I pay.
Yeah, and you get like 5 books, I think, or something, right?
Yeah, they give you it doesn't look like there's much of a discount. Even if you're a member, like they're selling Julie's book, I think for $13.49, but it's costing me $15.99 because I'm using one of my credits. So I don't understand, and I've been a member for years, so I'm not sure how it works.
I didn't even know I was paying $15. I just love Audible. I love Audible. And of course YouTube, I have a premium thing there that you could do a lot of audio books, but that one's not on there. But yeah, I don't know, Judith. I mean, Judith,
I can help out with the Audible thing because I had a problem. Oh, sorry, the camera's not on. I had a problem paying $15.99 when there was a point where I wasn't able to get through as many books as I thought. You can change your subscription so that you still have access to the app and everything that you have purchased or downloaded, but you don't have to pay monthly. I think mine is either every other month or every 3 months. And it's still just the one credit of $15.99. So just, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I still get to access everything.
Well, whatever it is, I would definitely the Audible, because she tells the stories herself, which is nice. But in the print version, because of with all the worksheets and stuff she does and scripts and But it's gonna make a big difference in your career. I just haven't had anybody, myself included, put it in such an organized fashion in bite size. Cool. All right. I'm so glad that you guys were here and showed up. And invite some other coworkers and friends, and hopefully see you engaged in the on the community. Okay. Send me anything you need on a video.
Thank you, Fred.
All right. Thank you for being here. All
Thanks.
right. Jeff.
Thanks, Fred.